This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Well, good day. I'm Elena Rusk, and second-degree murder charges have been dropped against two men charged in a deadly hit-and-run crash. It happened in March of last year. Investigators say three vehicles were racing when they became airborne at the intersection of Panama Lane and Stine Road in Bakersfield. One of those drivers was killed. The driver and passenger in another vehicle accused of then leaving the scene. Prosecutors initially charged Javante Murphy and Brian Dickerson with second-degree murder, but a judge reduced the charge to gross vehicular manslaughter due to the evidence in the case. A third man, 22-year-old Devis Rufus, faces a misdemeanor charge of obstructing or delaying an investigation. Well, in 17 business news, today the Federal Reserve acted again to sharply raise its key short-term rate by a substantial 3/4 of a point for the third consecutive time. This comes as previous rate hikes are already being felt by households across the country. Economists expect Fed officials to forecast their key rate could go as high as 4% by the new year. Short-term rates at that level would make a recession likelier next year by sharply raising the cost of mortgages, car loans, and business loans. The economy hasn't seen rates as high as the Fed is projecting since before the 2008 financial crisis. In lighter news, Spotify launching a long-awaited feature to their platform, audiobooks. The addition comes after users say they've been wanting this for years. Spotify listeners in the U.S. will be able to purchase and listen to more than 300,000 titles, creating a new all-in-one destination for their listening needs, according to Spotify Vice President, who said he's excited for the expansion. The company now introducing those audiobooks to an audience of people who may have never tried them otherwise. Well, 17 News is your local election headquarters. A campaign that could bring legalized sports betting to California has now become the most expensive ballot initiative fight in U.S. history. Two rival proposals on the November ballot are pitting wealthy Native American tribes against online gambling companies. Proposition 27, backed by DraftKings, BetMGM, and FanDuel, would change state law to allow online sports betting for adults over the internet and on phones or their mobile phones. Now, Proposition 26, a rival proposal backed by many tribes, would let people wager on sporting events in person at retail locations, mainly the casinos operated by the tribes and the state's 4 licensed horse racing tracks. Together, both sides have raised more than $400 million. Despite the lofty claims about new income for the state, it's not clear what the fiscal benefits might actually be with either proposal. And of course, as we are taking a look ahead to Election Day, it's now 48 days away, and a series of community education workshops are continuing as county officials engage the public on a proposed 1-cent sales tax increase. It will appear as Measure K on your November election ballot if you live in unincorporated Kern. Officials say this tax increase, if approved, would provide additional revenue to maintain and improve vital public safety-related services like emergency response, crime prevention, and homelessness. Now, a workshop will be held tonight at the Fraser Mountain Park Rec Center from 6 to 7 p.m. There will also be 2 workshops next week in Boron and Shafter. You can get the full list of upcoming workshops on our website, kgt.com. Of course, the public encouraged to attend. And as we are now just several weeks away from the election, today is National Voter Registration Day. You can check your voter registration status online at voterstatus.sos.ca.gov or just call the County Elections Department, their number 868-3590. Now, if you're not signed up yet but you wish to receive a ballot in the mail, you have until October 24th to complete your voter registration. You can do that online at vote.ca.gov or in person at the elections office. You can find all of this information on a much shorter website to remember, kgt.com.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
All right, well, in your Health Watch, it is National Opioid Awareness Day. This day is the American version of International Overdose Awareness Day, to create awareness, of course, about the effects of opioid overdose and to reduce the stigma associated with it. Nearly 841,000 people died from drug overdoses between 1999 and 2020. And of this number, 500,000 were a result of prescription and illicit opioids. Now, if you're in a situation where someone is experiencing an overdose, call 911 immediately. But of course, happening today, it is the beginning of the great Kern County Fair. Country music star Hunter Hayes kicking off the fun at the Budweiser Pavilion tonight. Hayes, known for hits like Wanted, which sold over 3.5 million copies and propelled the young musician to the #1 spot on Billboard's Top Country Albums list. He takes the stage at 8 p.m. The weather, again, just looking great in those 70s. The concert is free with your fair admission. And concerts continue, of course, tomorrow night. Country singer-songwriter Russell Dickerson is coming. He's best known for his hit single, She Likes It, from last year. Dickerson performing at the Budweiser Pavilion at 8 on Thursday. Seating, as always, on a first-come, first-served basis for all the concerts. So we'll take a closer look at all the concerts that are happening at the fair coming up on sunrise on Friday morning when we're out there. But the nice thing is, for all of those concerts, we should be in the 70s and then the 80s as we head into your weekend. Now, a couple special promotions happening in the coming days at the fair. The fair is opening early tomorrow for people with special needs and their caregivers. It's called Special Friends Day, and it will be open from 9 a.m. to noon for attendees in that group. There will also be several attractions to see in the morning, including the Wilder Show and the pig races. And then Friday is Senior Day, free admission and parking for seniors aged 62 and better. Gates open at 9 a.m. for you, with opening ceremonies at 10 a.m., so that's always fun.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.